All right, on Friday we got some big news, didn't we? About a Batman spin-off series for HBO Max by Matt Reeves based on Gotham City. And automatically what I thought of is like, this is just like Gotham, right? We just had a show like this on the Fox network. Lasted for 5 seasons, right? I liked Gotham, although Gotham could be a bit over the top. Gotham was kind of like a really wild, crazy show. So we're getting it again, but I get the feeling that because, this is going to be on HBO Max, it's going to be a lot more serious and less zany than Gotham was. And also, since Matt Reeves is doing it, well, at least producing it, he's the same guy directing the Robert Pattinson Batman movies. This is going to be, I think this is actually going to be a tie-in to Matt Reeves' Batman movie, so it can't be exactly like Gotham. It's got to be, because I don't think Matt Reeves is doing a silly Batman movie, because Gotham was very silly. I think the Batman spinoff show he's doing for HBO Max is going to be serious like the movie. But I think there are a lot of different things they could do with that show. But I'll talk about it. But let's get into this Heroic Hollywood article. HBO Max's The Batman spinoff series is a prequel to Robert Pattinson's first cinematic solo outing as the Dark Knight. Ooh, so it takes place before Robert Pattinson's Batman movie. Very interesting. The Batman director Matt Reeves and Terrence Winter of Boardwalk Empire and The Sopranos are developing a series about the Gotham City Police Department, with the latter writing and executive producing the project for the Warner Media streaming service HBO Max. The upcoming series, which has a series commitment from the streamer, is set in the same world as The Batman, but it's unclear if it will feature Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight or Jeffrey Wright's Jim Gordon. Man, this opens up so many possibilities, which I'll get to. While plot details on HBO Max's The Batman spinoff are scarce, Variety's Justin Kroll reports that the project is a prequel to the Matt Reeves movie starring Robert Pattinson, focusing on how Gotham became corrupt and infested with criminals. Warner Brothers Television and the Batman producer Dylan Clark are also involved with the HBO Max project, which is currently untitled. Some have been calling it Gotham Central, a reference to the comic book series of the same name by Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka. I actually have never read Gotham Central, but I've heard of it. It's supposed to be extremely good, but I've never read it. I might check it out. It didn't exactly sell well when it came out years ago, but it's supposed to be a very well-written series. Now, I think this is awesome, and I already think I know what they're going to do with this series. I mean, like they said, season 1 is going to talk about, it's a prequel that's going to set up, how Gotham became corrupt. And it'll probably flesh out more backstory and characters we'll see in Robert Pattinson's Batman movie. But I think later seasons, this show, if it goes on for years, could serve as a way to introduce characters who might wind up in, like, Matt Reeves' Batman sequel, Batman 2 or 3, like certain villains or side characters, right? Like, they could use this prequel series, this spinoff series, to introduce characters like Robin, Batgirl, villains, whoever, whatever villains they have come in Batman 2, 3, or 4, like Scarecrow, Joker, whomever. And they could also, characters we already get in the movie, like Commissioner Gordon or Oswald Cobblepot, played by Colin Farrell. Maybe this show could flesh out their backstories, right? Things that the movie doesn't have enough time to show us, the show could show us, right? Because the show has multiple episodes and seasons. So I think this is great. Use the show as a way to tell stories or to introduce people you don't have time for in the movies. And it also, because they're connected, it does give them both a must-watch factor, right? Like, if you really like Batman and you really want to, like, catch up with the cinematic universe, you have to watch the show to get the whole story. In the same way, if you like the show, you have to watch the movie to get the whole storyline, right? Which will make both of them more of an in-demand entertainment product for viewers, right? And I hope DC does this for more of their properties, right? I mean, they do seem to be now, more than they have in the past, to be leaning more into having a connected cinematic universe and fully committing to it. They were half doing it in the past, or like pretending like they weren't. But now they seem to be like embracing and doing it, especially with a move like this. So I think this is great. I will definitely be watching that show. And I think a lot of other people will too, especially if the Robert Pattinson Batman movie is successful, right? That's going to make people more interested in this show, because this show isn't coming out until after the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. So that will help it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.